Alright, so today I'm going to be replacing my Super ATV polycarbonate windshield on my 2024 Canam X3. Yeah, it needs to be cleaned, but that's the bad thing about these. They're hard to clean because they scratch so bad. Yeah, I've had it sitting out here in a little bit, but like right then I probably just scratched the crap out of it. But you can't really clean these that good without scratching the crap out of them, and they scratch bad. I mean, I got other polycarbonate stuff, you know, the side doors and all that, but the windshield is definitely, you get any mud on it, you try to get the mud off, you spray water on it, wipe it off with a rag or anything so you can see, and it's scratched. So what I've done, I ordered a from Starknight. I never dealt with this company before, so we'll see how this product works. To me, it looks just like anything from Kimoto. It is actually a glass windshield. I'm opening the package up at the moment. Come very good, well packaged. You gotta love it when they wrap a million wraps of saran wrap around everything. So I'm gonna unpackage this and let's see what we got. All right, so I've got to hold on. Let me get this over here. Started unpackaging some of this stuff. As you can see, we got some weather stripping, some hardware, some little tool kit. Probably not use that. Clamps, I guess, to clamp the windshield onto the frame. That's the vent for the lower part. This here's the metal, probably to put the windshield together for the top section here also. Now, I just unpackaged this from all this foam, and straight from Starknight. Look at these leaves are falling so bad. It's ain't been 2 minutes. It's already got scratches and stuff on it. Straight from Starknight. We got to do better than that, Starknight. You're shipping out blemishes here and you're charging full price. Yeah, the wind's a little blowing today. I'm gonna have to do some cleanup. Here's the windshield wiper kit. Came with it. It looks okay. I'm still trying to figure out how to put a electric one on there with a sprayer or something. This windshield here, you can see it's backwards, but you can see it's DOT proof. It's definitely limited safe. And she's heavy, guys. This thing is definitely heavy. Definitely a lot heavier than my polycarbonate that's on there now. Oh Lord. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to probably adjust the suspension when you add all this weight on the front now. Alright, so let me continue on. Start trying to figure out these bits and pieces and maybe start assembling something. I'll get back with you in a minute. Okay, so before I really start getting into the details of assembling this windshield here, which is kind of similar to what the Super ATV windshield was assembled. You just basically got your piece here, you got to bolt together for the top section. That one looks like I'm going to have another section at the bottom I got to bolt together because of the vents that I wanted. That's going to be right along in here. So we have to be bolt together this section and this top section. So but right now I'm going to go in and start unstrapping these things. And man, I've added a bunch of wires and accessories and all this to this thing. Yeah, it's going to be fun. And I'm also looking at this kit. This kit comes with a bracket that actually uses these two spots here, which are for the mirror, but also doubles up, and I got it to hold my light bar. So I'm gonna have I'm hoping that the bolts are long enough. Maybe I can reuse the bolts that I've got here already. Got to see how this thing is going to mount up and work, because I might have to do some fabricating and some changing around here. Which that's probably for the other side. But if you, well, no, that's for this side. Yeah. But if you see, oh, she's thick too. I don't know if that bolt, these bolts here are going to be, yeah, they go like this, or maybe the other way from the other side. And yeah, probably about on the other side. That way that lip at the top there is sticking in to hold the windshield. But I'm hoping that I can reuse these same bolts and it'll be long enough to go through this for it to, you know, you see what I'm saying. So yeah, wasn't quite aware of that, but it is what it is. Just got to figure it out and see if I can make it work. They do come with bolts. I don't think it's going to be longer than what I already have. I'll figure it out. If I hit a snag, I just have to, I'll figure it out, trust me. I'll get back with you in a minute once I get this windshield off. It's been a long time since I've seen this before open. It wasn't too bad. I did have to take some clips off the top to kind of get it to where it would at least slide out. Yeah, it was kind of funky, but anyway, I got it out. Man, this really opens it up. It's been a long time since I've seen this before. Yeah, no windshield. How about that? Okay, so I got the other windshield out. I can show you around here. I'm going to clean it up a little bit. I've already posted it for sale, but I'm going to go ahead and clean it up and probably put it on the market. I mean, there's really nothing wrong with it. I actually added some foam in certain places where I was having some leakage through the cracks to keep the wind down. Other than that, I mean, it's just pretty much, it's already been put together, so that's how to be worth something there. You ain't got to put all this together and the stripping and all that. It's already together, so I'll clean that up because it does need a bath, and I'll have it for sale. So now what I'm gonna do is, yeah, start putting together the new one. Hopefully I don't have to remove too much stuff to get that on. Yeah, hopefully not, but probably so. Don't know. I'm gonna have to go grab a neighbor to help me put this on. I think this one's gonna be extremely heavy. Maybe not. I'll figure it out. I put the other one on, but you see that one was very light. This one, just this section here, feels like it already weighs double of that one, and it's not even fully put together yet with everything. So I'm gonna get ready to grab the instructions, and let's see what we got to do first. Probably put these sections there together. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I'm working with. Okay, so we got 2 pages of instructions here. All right, so make sure we got all our parts. Looks like everything is there from what I was looking over. Okay. All right. Now, I'm assuming this is where we start at. Yeah. I'm assuming this is where we start at. Okay. It says 1 1 1 2. Peel off a little coating. Should have put the coating on the dang other side so it wouldn't get scratched up, but they do got coating on the inside, which doesn't make any. Why didn't you just coat both sides? Okay, it's kind of vague, but yeah, that's okay. So that's the instructions, everybody. That is all you get. A little vague, but I believe we can figure it out. Looks like to me, basically just put this strip across the top here, bolt that on, put this little strip across here, those strips there, bolt that on. Looks like the weather stripping needs to be facing towards the glass. Okay. And yeah, okay, start bolting them on, and that's the windshield wiper assembly, which that's already together. Okay, and pretty much put these little loop-to-loop straps on, which everybody loves. And there's already holes for that in that ordeal there. Okay, so let me start assembling this, and I'll get back with y'all in just a second. Okay, so this is a little confusing. Like I said before, they had a film, like a little protective film that you could peel off on the inside of these for some reason, and you know you have to slide this up under here, add this little strip on here, and put a bolt in it. Now you know once you do that, you trying to get this film off is going to be ripping and tearing and all this stuff on the creases and be all racket, because I kind of did the same thing to my back window from Super ATV. And as you can see, come on, focus, you can see it. Yeah, I removed it after I had put it together, and it's still not. Anyway, so this little sticker here is really confusing. It says, attention, please test the fitment before tear off the protective film. This item will not be returnable if the film has been removed. Thank you for your cooperation. So I'm going to test fit this. I'm assuming that's what they're saying. Now they're saying test fitting as putting the bolts in it, or test fitting as putting all this together and slap it in on the unit, and then take it back off, come up, unbolt it, and then take off the film. There's no way in hell I'm going to do that. That's just, I mean, that doesn't make any sense. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove it. I mean, all the bolt holes look like they line up to me, and if they don't, I'm not going to waste my time trying to go through the riffraff of returning one item out of this whole kit. I'm just going to drill a hole and put a bolt in it. So here we go. Okay, man, these leaves are falling quick today. So I've got this top section bolted on. I'm not sure what this piece is going to do. I understand the support deal, but I'm assuming maybe it kind of helps hold the window in. Same thing goes on the bottom as well. So, all right. So now I'm gonna get ready to mount the lower section on with the vents. Then try to manhandle this thing to get it up in here. I'm not sure what I'm gonna have to remove, because it looks like I'm gonna have to try to slide it in from the top. And then I'm probably gonna have to remove my whole top, because them clamps, it's got to clamp on under here. I'm gonna have to get to the bolt somehow or another. That's gonna be interesting. So yeah, by myself too. Yep, gonna be interesting. Stay tuned. Okay, so I got the lower part bolted on. Kind of missed a step from what I was saying earlier. It kind of wants you to go ahead and add the windshield wipers to it too, but I don't want to do that because I'm laying around, moving around. I don't want to tear the windshield wipers up. But before I can take it and put it up there on the unit, or try to get it on the unit, I got to add some weather stripping on it. It comes with weather stripping to go across here, that corner there, and then this lower section, and not on the sides, because this kind of overlaps and wraps around the frame of the unit. And there's the weather stripping. So that's what I'm going to do, is jump on there and start putting weather stripping on, and see how this thing's going to mount up. Okay, so in order to get that windshield on here, I have to just go ahead and remove the light bar and the mirrors and all that. And you know, before I was talking about the bolts that go through here that hold the light bar and the mirror all together. It's these here, and I might have to get some longer ones because I didn't like it was going to be enough. Well, guess what? I lied. The bolts that came with it is a little bit longer, and I believe it will be enough to do what I need to do. So, okay, here we go. Okay, so I just got it sitting up there right now. Just a word of advice. Don't try to tackle this part alone. It's going to be something. This thing is heavy, and I've got to try to scooch it up in there and get it down back behind there all at the same time, all by myself. So, and it's heavy, especially trying to work off of one side, and all that weight is fighting. Yeah, like I said, it definitely I'm gonna have to adjust my suspension a little bit or something, because it's, with me adding the bumper, the winch, now this heavy windshield, now I got a bunch of wiring in it for lights and all that mess. I mean, every little bit, you know. Yeah, I might have to adjust the shocks up a little bit. So let me see if I can get this thing worked in there. Okay, I got it up there. I found out that it was, once I got that lip onto the top, it was easier for me to go and get inside and fight it with two hands and slide it up, and then slide up a little bit further than it needs to be, and then get it back down and behind here, and then it all worked out. But yeah, it's best to do it with two people. As you've seen, it can be done with one person, but it's not quite fun. Also, I know I talked crap about Starknight at the very beginning, saying this outside was scratched up and why didn't they put a covering on it. Well, they did, but it was a very thin clear, and it was very hard to notice that they had it on there. So yeah, and they did the same thing. I got plastic all around my screws I'm trying to get off. So they did have it covered. So yeah, don't and it's not scratched up like it looked at the very beginning. It's actually good. The reason I noticed this because once I was sliding it up there, it actually peeled off a little bit, and I was like, is that? Sure enough, it's on there. Just like down here, it was on here too. So so yeah, I got this little plastic crap all around them screws now. I don't know how in the world this come off clean as it did. When I pulled it off, it didn't have any edge on that. So they did have it protected on both sides. Just the one side was noticeable, and the other side wasn't all that noticeable. Okay, so now the next thing I got to do before I put any of these little funky clampadoos on is this part here. So it says left. So is it left or left? Let's see. Maybe this way. Okay, that's on there. Does that line up? I believe it will. It'll just take a little manipulation. But I got to get these on first, then put the straps on because I can't strap it down if these bolt holes here don't line up. So let me get to that. And while I'm doing that, I'll probably be mounting the mirrors and the light bar back on all at the same time. Okay, let's have some fun. Okay, so I do got a little bit of a gripe, and it's gonna be legit. So these bolts they put on for the clamps here, as you can see, the hole is kind of oblong for adjustment, and the washers they send for everything has got a rubber gasket on there. But this hole here, if you adjust it one way or the other and clamp it down, you see there's going to be a hole there for rain. Yeah, no matter if you go to one side or the other, it's or try to put it in the middle, which it all depends on how it lines up on the inside, which it looks like I'm going to have to do some finagling because it ain't quite lined up with the holes here. I'm going to have to do some weird stuff there. Not only that, the clamp, I mean, they did real good for the windshield wiper in these here. They cut them to fit and all that. I understand why they put the slots here for a little adjustability, because all the frames for the factory are not dead on the exact same spec, but it seemed like they would have came up with something a little different there. Maybe put a gasket on the inside of this bracket or something. And then also for the straps, it's the exact same thing. If I put it here or put it there, rain is going to be able to just blow right in. So I'm going to have to later get some black silicone, and I'll probably have to put some silicone around that. Just to let you guys know, it's not 100% seal. Now my other windshield from Super ATV, it was sealed up pretty good all the way around. It came with a gasket when this piece got put together, and the gasket on the washers. Then on the side they used this type of deal here, which slid through and all that. It's got a little rubber thing on the back, so that was pretty sealed up. I didn't have any leaks on that at all, even mudding, and well, I won't really a lot of mud. Well, I did a couple times, but anyway. But yeah, that's just something to be just to let you guys know. And also I got to look, and is this weather stripping for the windshield. It is actually spliced together here with a little bit of glue. It's kind of open right there, so that might be another spot. But like I said, I know it's not going to be like an automobile, like a car or anything, because I'm pretty sure these vents are going to leak as well, because it's not 100% sealed either. So it's going to be blowing all in. So anyway, I guess it is what it is. You know, you try to think you're going to have something that's going to be a full enclosure when you purchase things like this, but it's not going to be a full enclosure unless you really spend $40,000 on one. But just some little things to notice that I noticed versus this one was the other one. But I'm just happy and tickled to death to be able to have a glass windshield that I can actually spray water on and wipe off with a rag, and I ain't got to worry about cutting it and making it dingy looking. Another thing that it's going to be taken away from me a little bit of visibility. I can see out the windshield fine. The other windshield went all the way pretty much to the edge and all the way down to the bottom. So a little bit of visibility of me seeing like shock towers and things like that. It's going to be limited now. And then also I don't have like this sunlight, skylight like the other one. It was clear through here. I don't have that. So looking up, trying to see top of mountains or things like that is not going to be doable now. If I have my side window on here for cold weather, I mean, yeah, of course I could do it now, but just the kind of things notice when you go from old fully carbonate windshield like that to this one, you are losing a little bit of visibility. So just want to make you aware. All right, so as I was saying, I'm not quite lining up with the holes. It looks like I need to slide it down more and probably push down because of that. Maybe that gasket is yeah, that weatherproof gasket has got it setting up a little bit. So I think what I could do is come in and pull that down and maybe get them to line up. It's gonna be funky trying to get this to line up. Fog light and my mirror. Yeah, that's why you need two people when you do this. All right, let the fun begin. I'll get back with y'all in a little bit. Okay, so I've got the windshield on in place. I've got the fog light mounted. I've got the mirror mounted. Now I'm going back and tightening down these bolts here for this bracket. I learned a little trick along the way here, make it a lot easier to install, is you always leave these top two right here very, very loose. Like let the bracket be hanging on the last few threads. The reason being is because it's a lot difficult trying to line all these bolts up. Excuse me. If that thing is tight and you're trying to press down. So if you notice, I got a good gap right there that I'm going to have to tighten down to get it out. The reason that gap is there because of that weather stripping has got it. So I'm going to tighten it down to pull that weather stripping down tight. But like I said, leave this loose, last threads, that way you can dangle this bracket around and line the holes up perfectly and you ain't got to fight it. Like this other side here, I've already got that tight. I'm tightening up the top ones now, and I can see I got one bolt pretty good and snug down, and then you can see how much gap I got to go to tighten the other section down. So you can see I got this lower bolt. I'll probably get a couple more turns out of it. I don't want it tight. I got a little bit more to go down on that one to get it. What it done, it started smashing down the weather stripping that was up under there, taking up that space. Now I got to go and get that strap on and get it tightened down so to tighten all this weather stripping up down the bottom. The same thing for the other side. There is a clamp that goes on the top. You can see there's a hole right. Jesus, where am I at? Right there. Nope. Oh, jeez, hold on a minute. Probably looking right at it. It's probably in the video. I just couldn't see it on my screen. Yeah. Okay. Why can't I see that? Okay, it's right here. All right, and it's supposed to wrap around this bar here and tighten up there. I'm not sure how that's going to work because I can't get to the top of that bolt because of this. And do I really want to, I don't know if I really want to fight that, taking all this stuff here off just for that. So what I'm going to do right now, being that these right here seem like it's pulling down pretty good and tight, I'm going to leave it like it is, tighten up that section and this section. And if I see a problem, something comes around or whatever, I mean, this right here is going to be holding this down. I will then address it and take this whole roof off. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I really don't want to do that. I've got stuff mounted and everything already in there. And then all these straps here, and just to tighten two clamps down. So, yeah, call me, cheater or whatever, but that's how I'm going to leave it right now. I mean, it looks like it's pretty good and tight anyway without, ouch. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you could see it, but there's a weather stripping right here. And if you see, it's smashed down pretty good. And, I mean, it's not like I'm going to be stopping any rain from trying to come in here because it's going to go up in between the roof and that anyway. As you can see, there is a gap there. So, and I always had like a little drizzle there that came in when it was raining a little bit. I did try to stuff in some foam in there in between, which I probably will. I just got to get some more. Use like some pool noodles and cut it in half to wedge in between there when I tighten this roof down. That way it seals up that hole. So that will be coming next. Okay, let me finish this right here and then I'll add the windshield wipers. Okay, so I'm hitting a snag here. Cannot get this right here to work. I have tried and pushed and tried to put that on there and push down and everything else. I think what it is this is sitting on top of this red plastic here, and it's keeping it from going all the way down very, very tight. So that bolt that's in there is just not long enough to reach the strap and to get this nut started. It's just not there. And I have pressed and wedged and pressed and wedged on both sides, and I'm gonna keep fighting it. But if not, I'm gonna have to go to Lowe's. Even though it might not be black, but I'm gonna have to try to find a longer bolt with the same threads to get this thing on there and get it started. It just ain't going. It just is not going. I mean, it's just be aware of that. You might have to and I've tried to slide the windshield up some, hoping that maybe it'll come off of this plastic a little bit and get off this edge, but there's not much play inside this bracket here on the inside to slide that way. So as you see, I'm kind of all the way as far as I can go that one direction on that. So maybe it's just my frame, it's a little imperfection. Other frames may work, but running into this, just want to let you know that's a little issue there. Well, I got tired of fighting it and I did something different. The long bolts that I got that came out from where it mounted on my mirror and my light bar there, they're longer, a lot longer. So that's what I got. And if you notice, that cowpega clamp still didn't go all the way up and touch itself. So I'm not sure if these clamps are even the correct size for these bars. But I've got it down as far as it's going to go. As you can see, it is down so far as actually pinching the rubber on that strap there. So I'm not sure if these straps are the correct size for this tubing. But I got tired of messing with it, and I'm just going to leave it like that. I mean, it's kind of in a dark in a spot that you can't really see, so I'm going to go tack the other side now with the same thing. Got it on. Alright, like I said earlier, I will have to go back, and so you can see there's holes there. Probably dab some silicone on a few spots, and then add some foam across the top to kind of keep the water from rushing out like I did before on my other windshield. Now it's time to work on these windshield wipers. I'm wondering if, I don't know if it'll work because of this plate that's up there. I might later on try to retrofit an electric one instead of a manual one. But I'm getting ready to get those mounted, see how they work out, and I'll get back with you when I'm done with this. Okay, so I got the windshield wipers on. Yay! There's somebody's windshield wipers. This one here gets pretty much just the driver's side, and that's it. Now, and it's manual, not too hard. And you can, I've seen people just let them hang, but I have noticed that they're spring loaded, and I can let it ride right up there, and when I need it, I can just reach in and, well, I have to jump out and flip it down, but that'll be out of visibility. Now, the passenger side is very interesting. If I could reach across the passenger side every time, I'll probably do that. The reason being, it just doesn't do just this passenger side. Check this out. It goes almost the whole windshield. So, yeah. Why don't we just use that one? Unless there was different size arms that I didn't notice. Hold on, let me check. I probably won't paying attention to that. I just grabbed them assuming they were the same size. I could be wrong, y'all. That's the same size. Okay. I guess it reaches across because the dead center window is high. It's got that much reach. But like I said, probably store them up there out of the way. While I'm out just riding and it's not raining or anything. There we go. Out of sight, out of mind. Okay, so it looks like this project is complete. Well, kind of, sort of, except for the straps that I was going to put on top. Like I said, it didn't feel like taking all my whole roof section off just to get to those. I think what I have there is definitely going to support it and hold it. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. So my next thing is do some siliconing on some of the spots that need some sealing, and get some foam padding like from a noodle, and go up under here in this area here before I sandwich this down to help seal up that from wind and a little bit of moisture. Alright, thank y'all for watching.